with our faith being like a race, I want you to understand it's not just an individual race. It's also like a team race. Some of y'all ever seen a track meet before? I like to liken it like a generational relay in which you and I have a part to play. We are actually running the leg of the race that's assigned to us. And as we're running that leg of the race, there comes a time where we have to pass the baton. And if you're familiar with the track relay, you can't just throw the baton at the next runner. You can't just chuck your faith at them. You can't just throw your belief at them. You have to run close enough where you can get close enough to that next runner and you can successfully hand off the baton to the next generation. And that's what we want you to do, just as we're doing. We're trying to run in their direction and get close enough to them where they can they can hear our heartbeat, they can hear our breath. There you go. They can hear our footsteps. And when we get close enough to them, we can successfully pass that baton of faith. We can pass the baton of success. We can pass the baton of holiness. We can pass the baton of whatever the standards, our conviction that God has given to us. And the only way for us to do that is to get close enough to them to successfully do that. And so you have an opportunity to get close to them by getting involved in the youth ministry. That's your opportunity to get close to them by getting involved in the Generation Next youth ministry that meets on Thursday nights, or get involved with the Edge ministry, which is for the middle school students. That's your opportunity to get close enough to the next generation where you can successfully hand off what God has given you. How many of you know that your race is not just to run and then to get to a point to say, I have finished the race? You have to be able to hand it off to somebody, and that's what I want you to understand. So you want to get close enough by getting involved in the children's ministry. Do you know that it takes at least 20 volunteers to successfully run the children's ministry each service? It takes at least 20 volunteers to do that. And so that will only take place as more of you see the call and sense that you're not just serving the Lord with no aim, but you also have a responsibility to make sure that Christianity continues to the next generation. And it's only going to happen by you and I getting involved and doing that next leg of the journey. Y'all understand what I'm saying? Good. So I want y'all to consider, amen. I want you to consider that as you get your thing together for the next season. There's a lot of young people here. We need you. Don't think that you're too old or you don't know enough. I know that, you might not know as much as them on the internet. Just face it. Some of you got your undergrads, your graduate work. But when it comes to technology, this generation has never known life without the internet. It's just a fact. So check it out. They know more. It's to them, the technology it's almost like a fish in water. It's just natural to them. So you might not know everything, but you have a heart of love. You've received love from God, and you can give that same love back. You've experienced a lot. Believe it or not, their hairstyle might be different, their clothes might be different, but guess what? The trials and the testings are still the same. You have been through it. You have made it out. God has saved you. He has rescued you. And you know enough, regardless if they want to hear it, you know enough that you can turn around and you can give back and you can speak some counsel to them. But you need to be close enough, because young people kind of guard themselves. If you're not there periodically and consistently, they'll shut you down. But if you will show them that, look, I care enough that I'm going to spend some time with you. I'm going to hang out even while you're rolling your eyes, even while you give me the funny look. Even though I might not like the way you're dressing, but I'm going to still love you in the meantime. But while you're there, then the opportunity will present itself. So that's just my encouragement. I stand before you today. I probably look just like them. I had braids down to here. I was not necessarily always making the best choices, even though I had a grandmother that brought me into church at a young age. At some point, I kind of strayed when I graduated 8th grade. I thought I knew everything by then. You know how that is. I figured the world out. By the time I graduated 8th grade, I figured I was smart enough, and so I got away from where I was. But it took me a few little banged up bruises to realize I needed God, and I came back. But the older saints was there to minister to me, to encourage me, and help me clean up once the word got in my heart. Okay? So I need you. Amen. So this is my plea from my heart to you, to realize there is a generation here. God always saves a remnant. He always got the next population coming up, regardless of what it looks like. Not everybody is lost or confused about their identity. There are some that's reserved, and God is going to do a work in them, but we need you to be involved. Consider how you're going to run this race, and how not only you're going to complete your assignment, but you want to position yourself that as many people as you can hand that baton off to, so they can pick it up and they can take this thing the next leg of the race. Y'all understand what I'm saying? Amen. Come on, y'all, give God a hand.